Hello guys, welcome back to our Anime Explainer. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. On the flat land of the ancient city within Canland Star, the Three-Axe Mountain army flew down and prepared to gather. And the distant Newan Shan kept heading towards the army center. This is the Three-Axe Mountain army. Newan Shan, what is someone like you from the 100 Tiger building doing here? What do you want? A powerful fierce spirit energy immediately transmitted through the entire 70,000 army, causing the vast army of explorers to turn over and look. Within an instant they all spotted the human silhouette in the distance rushing over. Newan Shan, that's Newan Shan? 100 Tiger buildings people? What's someone from 100 Tiger building flying over here for? The explorer army immediately began to discuss. With 70,000 people watching him, Newan Shan, who was flying over, suddenly stopped, his expression ugly, scolding secretly, that Luo Feng sure has guts, only a star-level cannon fodder, and he actually dared to transmit via genetic energy all over. That's too arrogant. Within an army, one small soldier broadcasting loud enough for everyone to hear? One theory, normally, soldiers didn't dare shout that loud. However, Newan Shan didn't even know Luo Feng wasn't a soldier of the Three-Axe Mountain organization. Newan Shan, stop. Stop. What are you doing here? Immediately 5 other similar managers flew over. These 5 belonged to the Three-Axe Mountain organization and were universe levels. The 5 all had ugly expressions. These explorers, many of them bring along with them treasures from the world within a world. The sector lords and domain lords haven't come to retrieve them. Newan Shan, you, someone from 100 Tiger building actually dares to come barging into our army. Are you thinking of stealing the treasures? He a universe level, surely he wasn't that daring. The 5 universe levels raged within. 5 sirs. Newan Shan revealed a smile. Newan Shan, you want to barge into our army? The 5 looked at him. No, not at all. Newan Shan communicated, I am but 1 universe level. The number of people on Canland Star stronger than me ranges in the thousands to tens of thousands. With the domain and sector lords here, I don't even dare to have such thoughts. I just spotted a personal enemy. I didn't expect to see him today, hence I thought of settling it now. Oh. The 5 universe levels nodded. Who is your enemy? Among the 5, a tall and sturdy man with hair like steel spoke. He's called Luo Feng. He is but a small soldier in the army. Newan Shan spoke. Small soldier? The 5 exchanged glances. 5 sirs, giving me that one small soldier, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Newan Shan didn't dare mess around. After all, there were many other universe levels and domain lords around maintaining the discipline. If he dared barge in, even if the other organizations didn't do anything, his own 100 Tiger building would personally deal with him. The treasures obtained by the explorer army hasn't been retrieved by the sector and domain lords. At this time, not one soldier can be passed to you. The 5 universe levels were all calm and clear with their regulations. Newan Shan's expression grew even uglier. Newan Shan, right now the other universe levels and domain lords are looking over. I think you should leave now. The 5 said, looking at him. Newan Shan bit down and turned to leave without saying anything. Among the army, Luo Feng watched as the distant Newan Shan, after being held up by the 5 universe levels, turned and left bitterly. Newan Shan. We have to find a chance to settle him once and for all. Luo Feng thought within, this Newan Shan, we definitely have to kill him. Hong's expression was heavy. He transmitted, otherwise with his Newan Shan family eyeing the treasures on Earth, our Earth will never find peace. Shall we get Lord Ming Yu to act? Thunder God looked at Luo Feng and Hong. Luo Feng's eyes lit up. Right? They would be meeting Ming Yu in a second, and he was a Universe 2-star mercenary, a powerful one even amongst the Domain Lords. Domain Lord Ming Yu, if he was willing, it would be simple. After all, as the levels went up, breaking through got harder and harder. At the same time, the difference in power would only get crazier. When we give our treasure to Ming Yu later, we can ask for his help. There's a high chance of success. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng, what treasure are you prepared to give Ming Yu? Thunder God transmitted, right, Luo Feng, what do you think about this problem? Hong looked at Luo Feng. As most of the contributions were done by Luo Feng during this treasure exchange, the two decided to let Luo Feng decide. A level 5 good genetic energy weapon. Luo Feng said, just one? Hong and Thunder God looked at him. Right, just one is enough. This one, in terms of price, even with Lord Ming Yu's entire fortune, he would still have a hard time purchasing this. Luo Feng, with Barbata's guidance, was very clear on which weapon and their prices, even though the Thunderstone exchange price for this weapon wasn't that much higher than that fire wheel, the worst weapon they had. However, in terms of price it was tens of times higher. Ming Yu, a domain lord, even if he was strong amongst the domain lords, would probably not be able to afford it even with his entire fortune. Time passed, the Three Axe Mountains explorer survivors were stationed at the ancient city's flat land. A few strong people began to fly over, taking their men with them. As time passed even more, the number of the army gradually decreased, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, 40,000, Luo Feng. Ha ha, I've finally found you four. This is truly a joyous occasion, ha ha. That carefree laughter resounded, a tall and sturdy Ming Yu floated in mid-air. Luo Feng's four-man team along with 200 others flew towards Ming Yu, Lord. The 200 explorers slightly bowed. Luo Feng's team of four stood together and bowed respectfully as well. Lord Ming Yu. Very well, let's go over to my villa and have a rest. Ming Yu brought Luo Feng's group along with another 200 adventurers along and swiftly left. About 20 kilometers away from the flat land, outside the ancient city. An old department store penthouse, Newan Shan was looking at the flat land through a window. The moment he saw Luo Feng leave with Ming Yu, his expression changed greatly. Not good. I didn't expect Luo Feng to actually be under someone like Lord Ming Yu, and from the looks of it, Ming Yu treats him well too. Killing him is going to be hard. Newan Shan violently smashed the bamboo beside him. Chi, it crumbled into pieces. An elegant construct, a beautiful villa on a grassland, the 200 explorers had long been sent off. Luo Feng and his team of four sat with Ming Yu around a table. Being brought over by Ming Yu, Luo Feng was somewhat disappointed. After waiting there for so long, they never got to see any sector lords. The sector lords all sent people over to bring the explorer army over. None of them personally came. Speaking of which, this trip was indeed a pity. I sent a soldier called Bandi who actually broke through to the universe level to get me a treasure. However, even though he got the lowest priced treasure, it was still an expensive treasure. Ming Yu shook his head and sighed. Who'd expect along the way he'd run into the army of the Ninth Prince and have his treasure taken from him? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. This Lord Ming Yu was indeed unlucky. So how were your earnings from this world within a world? Ming Yu looked at them. We exchanged for one treasure. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at Ming Yu. Ming Yu's eyes sharpened, immediately lighting up as he looked at them. What treasure? Ming Yu was anxious and anticipating. Luo Feng's thoughts moved and immediately a 3 m long broadsword floated in mid-air. On its surface were extremely complicated engravings. The peculiar engravings gave off an aura that made people's hearts palpitate. The space around it seemed to tremor. An incredibly huge and powerful aura. It made Luo Feng and his team's face go pale. Lord Ming Yu, this is the level 5 genetic energy weapon air cutter knife. Luo Feng said, good, good, good. Ming Yu's eyes burned with intensity, staring hard at the air cutter knife. Treasure. Compared to the treasure that his underling Bandi acquired, it was even more valuable. This air cutter knife was an incredibly expensive weapon. After all, amongst the level 3 weapons, the highest grade cost a few $100 billion, the lowest costing $1 billion black dragon dollars, a difference of 100 times. One theory, the price difference for a level 5 genetic energy weapon was even more crazy. That fire wheel belonged to the lowest grade, while this air cutter knife was actually close to the top. Just one was enough to get a few tens of fire wheels. Luo Feng, this present of yours sure is big. Ming Yu's expression was complicated, looking at Luo Feng and his team. Do you know the price of this present of yours? An astronomical price. Luo Feng smiled. It's a price we are unable to even imagine. I only know that. Right, astronomical. Even all of my wealth together doesn't come close to its price. Ming Yu looked at Luo Feng. I said before, I won't mistreat you. State any requests. I want to kill a man. Luo Feng said, kill someone, What's his power? Domain Lord level what? Ming Yu creased his eyebrows. Universe level 9. Luo Feng said, ha ha. Ming Yu laughed. Universe level 9. To him, that was simply too easy. Killing 10 of them would still be far below this air cutter knife you've given me. How about this? Ming Yu thought for a while. I'll give 1/3 of my territory to you. No, that may invite trouble and people to watch you. Okay, I'll give 100,000 life planets, from today on, to you to have half the rights, the other half remaining with me. However, you can govern all the normal affairs, the earnings from the planets, the soldiers, I don't care. As for cash, Ming Yu thought about it. Respected customer, how do you do? Your account with us has just received a transfer of $20 billion universe dollars. Since your account has reached the $10 billion universe dollar margin, it automatically rose to a 2-star account. You will also automatically become a respected 2-star client. As a star client, you will receive several special privileges. At the bottom of the mail, there was a list of the special privileges and their explanations. Universe Galaxy Bank. A very simple letter, however it really shocked Luo Feng. Back on Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng already knew the meaning of a 1-star account. And back then the 2 universe mercenaries were only 1-star clients. Obviously being able to become a 1-star client alone was a very hard thing to achieve, so, once one saves $10 billion universe dollars he automatically becomes a 2-star client. $10 billion universe dollars, 1 universe dollar was akin to about 3,300 Ganwu dollars, 10 billion universe dollars equated to about 33 trillion Ganwu dollars. One planet's price range is usually 1 trillion Black Dragon dollars, or 700 million Ganwu dollars. That means that 10 billion universe dollars is close to about 50,000 life planets. With that thought, Luo Feng was shocked. The domain lord Ming Yu just gave him cash akin to tens of thousands of life planets. To the domain lords, even that was a pretty huge sum. Within the villa, Lord Ming Yu. Luo Feng stood up. Sit. Ming Yu waved his hand downwards. Luo Feng suddenly felt a formless energy pressing on his shoulders. He couldn't even resist, allowing himself to sit back down. Don't think I've given you a lot. Ming Yu shook his head, his eyes with a sense of laughter and goodwill. I haven't given you much at all. If you were to give something like the fire wheel, then what I've given would have been considered much. However, you gave me an air cutter blade. If I gave you too little, I would feel guilty, and I'd feel like I owed you. It would affect my training. Poof. The space around slightly tremored. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and Aogo were all shocked. Another person had suddenly popped up within the quiet villa. A tall and skinny cold-looking man with 2 horns on his forehead, his black cape drifting in the wind. His eyes gazed over. It seemed also though both the land and skies were all within his field of vision. Lord General. Ming Yu stood up and bowed respectfully, at the same time communicating to Luo Feng's group. This is one of the Sector Lords from the 3-Axe Mountain, Sector Lord. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and Aogu quickly bowed. Sector Lord? They had never personally seen a living Sector Lord. Luo Feng couldn't resist sneaking a glance at the Sector Lord. His aura wasn't very strong, but his eyes made one's heart palpitate with fear. Ming Yu, your luck is not bad. The tall and skinny man stood there, his legs slightly floating in mid-air, looking at Ming Yu. Hee. Ming Yu revealed a simple and honest smile. Air cutter blade. I'm buying it. The tall and skinny man said, this knife suits me well. Level 5 genetic energy weapon. I'm unable to fully unleash its power. Ming Yu smiled. To be able to let the general use it is my honor. Following which, Ming Yu handed over the storage ring, retrieving the air cutter blade which he had just gotten himself. That thick knife floated directly towards the tall and skinny man. The tall and skinny man extended his arm and received the air cutter blade, his eyes gleaming. 2 beams of golden light shot out from his eyes onto the surface of the blade. The peculiar engravings on the blade made his eyes glow even more. Good blade. The tall and skinny man gestured with the air cutter blade, swinging towards the sky. The clear blue sky became almost like a piece of cloth. Immediately a rip of about 2 to 3 kilometers long was sliced through, extremely sharp and clean. The crack could be clearly seen for a while before it started to recover and return to its original state. Ha ha ha. The extremely cold, tall and skinny man finally couldn't help but laugh out loud. Congratulations, General. Ming Yu bowed. Ha ha, this is indeed an air cutter blade. My understanding of the space origin is only but a hair's thick. However, with this air cutter blade's help, my power has been greatly increased. The tall and skinny man looked at Ming Yu. Ming Yu, I'm keeping this. Naturally, I won't let you lose out on this deal. I've already transferred the money to your account. Also, I owe you a favor. The tall and skinny man immediately vanished. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and Aogu were still in a trance. Before, the Sector Lord had suddenly appeared, taken the air cutter blade, sliced open a tear in space and seemingly vanished. Space tear? 2 to 3 kilometers long tear? Luo Feng was shocked within. He was actually able to slice a tear into the space. Also, he teleported? He didn't teleport, but flew. Just that his flying speed is incredibly fast. As for not conjuring up any wind resistance, that's because of the Sector Lord's control of the universe origin. Barbata's voice resounded. Flew? How fast? Luo Feng asked. When he left, his speed reached about 32,169 kilometers per second. Luo Feng blinked a couple of times. Light speed was but 300,000 kilometers per second, and that Sector Lord earlier, even though he hadn't unleashed his full speed, he was still able to instantly reach 1/10 of light speed, indeed a power that could easily destroy a planet and all its life with a wave of his hand. Within the villa, the tall and sturdy domain Lord Ming Yu laughed carefree before standing up. Luo Feng, I took the air cutter blade you gave me and sold it at a high price. I really have to thank you. Ming Yu laughed as he looked at Luo Feng. Speak, who's the universe level 9 you wanted me to kill before? Newan Shan. Luo Feng said. Hong and Thunder God too looked at Ming Yu anxiously. Newan Shan. Ming Yu was slightly shocked, his eyebrows creasing. Him? Is there a problem? Luo Feng asked. A little trouble, but no big problem. Ming Yu shook his head smiling. He acquired the Battle Axe Warrior title, hence his chances of breaking through to Domain Lord is very high. Hence the 100 Tiger building has always treated him as an elite. However, he hasn't broken through after so many years, especially now that he's not too far from his lifespan ending, plus his status in the 100 Tiger building has fallen. It shouldn't be anything. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God let out a sigh of relief. The three exchanged glances. Newan Shan, he had to die? That way, they could truly find peace. Let me take a look. Just where on Canland star has he gone? Ming Yu closed his eyes. A formless spirit energy swiftly spread out, covering the entire Canland star while intentionally avoiding the Sector Lords. 1 second later, Ming Yu opened his eyes. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked with anticipation. He's not on Canland star. Ming Yu shook his head. Not here? Luo Feng and the other two were shocked. I've already checked the entire Canland star. Is indeed not here now. Ming Yu said apologetically. My apologies. If I ever meet him next time, I'll definitely kill him and fulfill my promise. It's not the fault of Lord Ming Yu that Newan Shan just got lucky. Luo Feng said, feeling regretful. Such a good chance and they didn't manage to kill Newan Shan. If they could kill him with this one blow, then this entire world within a world trip would have been perfect. Within the dark universe. A universe ship was swiftly flying. Within the control room. Teacher, we are returning so quickly. There are so many strong people on Canland star. Such a rare gathering. Wouldn't it be better to stay a while longer? Two universe warriors stood beside, checking the records on just how Ming Yu and Luo Feng were connected. The two universe-level warriors shook their heads. I've asked around. No one knows. Me too. No one has heard of Lord Ming Yu having anyone important under him named Luo Feng. Newan Shan's face was ashen while listening to his disciples' replies. This Luo Feng knew that I wanted to kill him, hence he made a good relationship with Lord Ming Yu. He would most likely ask Lord Ming Yu to kill me. Newan Shan thought, and Lord Ming Yu and I aren't from the same organization. He wouldn't even think twice. No matter, it's better that I leave Canland star earlier. Ever since he discovered Luo Feng and his group leaving with Ming Yu, Newan Shan hadn't been able to relax. Following which, he immediately took his ship and left Canland star. Since they couldn't kill Newan Shan, Luo Feng and the other three could only regretfully leave. They first went to the Universe Mercenary Alliance to hand in the items to pass the mercenary trainee exam. Even though they didn't receive enough wind cornerstones, Luo Feng and the others killed a bunch of teams that tried to rob them in the world within a world. From the items those teams left behind, they received some Wind Cornerstones, Universe Mercenary Trainee. We've become mercenary trainees. The number of powerful fighters on Canland Star are as numerous as the clouds. Let's leave earlier. Alright, depart to Earth. Luo Feng and the others swiftly headed towards the port, retrieved their universe spaceship, and departed Canland Star. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Pass through the universe. After slightly shaking for a moment, the spaceship started to maintain a speed of 1.2x the speed of light in dark space as it headed towards the appointed direction. In the control room of the spaceship, Luo Feng arranged for his old servant Aogu to rest. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were extremely excited as they stayed in the control room. Same rules as always, big brother, second brother, each of you get 4 billion universe dollars. Luo Feng and the others were currently dividing the spoils. Third brother, Hong, shook his head. This time, you did all the work. All your second brother and I did was experience the world within a world. Accepting this amount of cash is just. Thunder God also shook his head. Way too much. We don't even need that much anyway. Yet, Luo Feng didn't hesitate as he directly sent 4 billion universe dollars to Hong and Thunder God. Hong and Thunder God both received mail from the virtual universe network. Big brother, second brother, this amount of money is nothing. Our main wealth is those treasures, smiled Luo Feng. Yeah, Hong nodded. Just a single air-cutter blade is worth so much, then all these treasures added together. Thunder God's eyes were flashing. Oh yeah. Second brother, your Thunder instruction manual set, a total of 5 sets. With a flip of his hand, the 5 mini quantum computers started hovering on top of Luo Feng's hand. After that, these 5 mini quantum computers fell to the ground. Second brother, each of these mini quantum computers contains a Thunder instruction manual. You can study them carefully. Sector Lord Kabu's instruction manual? Thunder God bent down and took out all the chips of the 5 mini quantum computers and then plugged one into his own mini quantum computer. Feels great. Thunder God was so excited his face turned red. He closed his eyes as he started to study the instruction manual. In the control room, Thunder God was looking through the Thunder instruction manuals while Luo Feng and Hong talked with each other. Third brother, Hong said seriously in a low voice, the prices of the other treasures added together are extremely valuable, even more valuable than the air-cutter knife. How are you preparing to deal with them? Sell them, said Luo Feng. How? Frowned Hong. These treasures are too valuable and will probably attract super powerful fighters. Perhaps not only will we not be able to earn any money from selling them, we'll give out our lives in the process. Luo Feng nodded as he smiled. I understand that concept, but I have a way. What way? Asked Hong curiously. I'll keep that a secret for now, smiled Luo Feng mysteriously. In truth, all these treasures added together are worth way more than all the property of a sector lord. More valuable than eternal love. Taking treasures like these out? With Luo Feng's star-level strength, it is indeed hard to deal with. If he's not careful, he'll bring disaster upon himself as powerful fighters realize what is in Luo Feng's possession. If it was back when he just arrived at Canland Star, then Luo Feng would indeed have no method of dealing with these treasures. But now, Luo Feng already has a way to deal with them, and in a very safe manner also. Dark space was extremely quiet. Around 21 days was required to go from Canland Star to Earth. In the control room, after Luo Feng and Hong chatted for quite a while, they suddenly noticed Thunder God widely opening his eyes. Second brother. Hong smiled as he looked at him. Why are your eyes open so wide? I didn't see such a dumbfounded look on your face even after we received so many treasures. Second brother, Luo Feng also joked. Thunder God blinked twice and looked towards Hong and Luo Feng. Big brother, 30, I need to tell you guys something. HM? Luo Feng and Thunder God exchanged glances. Something wasn't right. What happened? Hong looked at Thunder God. Thunder God mumbled. Didn't 30 say that he received the inheritance of Yunmo planet? I seem to have. Received the inheritance of Sector Lord Kabu, HM? Luo Feng and Hong widened their eyes. Inheritance? Receiving an instruction manual versus receiving an inheritance are two completely different ideas. I just swiftly browsed through those 5 instruction manual sets and plugged in the 5 different chips, said Thunder God lowly. 4 of the instruction manual sets are actual instruction manuals. However, the chip of the 5th instruction manual actually contained an AI. And an AI? Luo Feng and Hong realized something. It's that white-bearded old man. Thunder God blinked twice. He even congratulated me, saying that I became Sector Lord Kabu's student, Lord Wu. Luo Feng froze. The main entity of that messed up living AI, Lord Wu, is actually in one of those 5 chips. Sector Lord Kabu's student? How come this scene seems so similar to the scene where he became the student of Yun Mo Planet's master Hu Yang Bo? However, his teacher is Yun Mo Planet's master Hu Yang Bo. And Thunder God became the student of Sector Lord Kabu, who has already passed away. I bought 5 sets of instruction manuals but ended up buying second brother a teacher? Luo Feng was speechless. World within a world. After the huge adventurer army completely left, a few internal members of the Universe Mercenary Alliance, a Sector Lord and 2 Domain Lords, entered the world within a world and arrived in front of the ancient castle. Rumble tilde the ancient castle collapsed with a rumble. My lord, there are no treasures inside the castle. An extremely fat bearded man with pink skin who seemed like a bull yelled respectfully. My lord, the AI inside this castle is just a regular AI and not a living AI. The white-bearded old man living AI in the castle must be on one of the adventurers in the adventurer army and left the world within a world, said the other skinny bearded man. The Sector Lord in the black battle uniform said hovered in midair as he frowned. If so, then whatever. The world within a world itself is a treasure. Contact the Universe Mercenary Alliance in the Black Dragon Mountain sector. The Thunder world will stop being the examination world. I need to redesign this world within a world. This world within a world can entirely become a secret location for our alliance to train our men. Yes, my lord, said the 2 Domain Lords respectfully. The black-cloaked Sector Lord hovered in midair. Suddenly, he extended both hands. All of a sudden, the sky turned black. The powerful source energy of the universe constantly streamed from the core of the world within a world. This world within a world began its new renovation. Only a Sector Lord is able to execute such a task. Canland Star, an old city, top floor of the skyscraper that was over 8,000 meters tall. The 2 Sector Lords Hargrey and Jiang Qianchen sat face to face. Jiang Qianchen, here's what you want. Hargrey mindlessly tossed a flashing spatial storage ring which drew an arc as it landed towards Jiang Qianchen in front of him. Jiang Qianchen smiled as he extended his hand to catch it. Hargrey, you sure are a good business partner. Here's the final password to the inheritance crystal. Jiang Qianchen directly sent an email to Hargrey via the virtual universe network. Hargrey also immediately received it and knew that it contained the final password. As a Sector Lord, it is very easy to divide a bit of his consciousness to deal with it. You won't send a fake password, will you? Hargrey's eyes glowed as they scanned across Jiang Qianchen. I'm not so shameless. Jiang Qianchen smiled lightly. Hargrey, you can go to the Universe First Bank right now to try and see if you can take out the stored inheritance crystal. Hargrey directly stood up. Whoosh! He vanished into thin air. In just a second, on the other end of Canland Star in a dreamy city, Hargrey has already entered the Universe First Bank's extremely conspicuous building. 3-star customer. The manager of the Universe First Bank branch of Canland Star was a 3-eyed, hunchback old man with a shell on his back. Right when the AI system of the bank alerted him that a 3-star customer has arrived at the bank, the branch manager rushed to the first floor's lobby as fast as possible to welcome him. A moment later, the lobby of the 19th floor of the building. Mr. Hargrey, the branch manager bowed respectfully. Since he was able to become a branch manager on an important planet like Canland Star, he has a lot of authority. His authority allows him to assist, at best, 3-star customers. I want to retrieve an item, said Hargrey coldly. Retrieve an item? The branch manager was confused. This Hargrey never stored anything at this location. An item from 10 million years ago, added Hargrey. Mr. Hargrey, an item from 10 million years ago must have been transported to the Gunwu Universe branch for storage, smiled the branch manager. As long as Mr. Hargrey successfully gives the correct account number and password, We will bring the item from the Ganwu universe and bring it to the customer's appointed location as fast as possible. Hargrey slightly nodded. The account is... Hargrey swiftly gave the account number. The security of this account is extremely high. 3 passwords are needed. The branch manager helped input the numbers on the side. The first password is correct, said the branch manager on the side. The second password is, continued Hargrey, correct. The third password is correct, said the branch manager. Beep. The branch manager smiled as he looked at Hargrey. Mr. Hargrey, in just a moment, the bank system will quickly give you the detailed information. However, from my experience, it will take about a month to transport something from the Ganwu universe. Okay, Hargrey held his breath from excitement. He spent a lot of time and effort to get this inheritance crystal, especially for the last password. Jiang Chen took a lot of his treasures away in the process of getting the last password. The branch manager's face suddenly changed as he looked at the screen beside him. What? Hargrey looked at him. Mr. Hargrey, I think there will not be a need to transport anything from the Ganwu universe. The branch manager looked towards him. Hargrey frowned. The stored item is a recording, said the branch manager. You leave first. Hargrey ferociously waved his hand. Yes, the branch manager left the room. Hargrey stood in front of the monitor. An audio file appeared on the display. Hargrey's face was sullen as he tapped on the screen. In a moment, the audio file, which has been stored for 10 million years, started to play. I'm extremely ecstatic to notify you, you've been duped. Ha ha ha, so how does it feel, you mad? Did you sacrifice a lot for the 3 passwords? Ha ha ha, I definitely won't give the 3 passwords to the same organization. I made you guys work like mad crazy for them and then ruined everything for you in the end. Hargrey fiercely clenched his teeth. PA. With a furious wave of his hand, Hargrey smashed the monitor in front of him into pieces. 3-star customer, you destroyed the property of our bank. Please pay according to the price our company supplies. An electronic sound reverberated around the room. Hargrey was extremely enraged. With a furious burst, Hargrey's powerful aura started to emanate and caused the various items in the lobby to blow up. Huge amounts of shattered pieces and dust emanated around the room. The inheritance crystal, just where is it? In the dust. Hargrey clenched his teeth.